Sometimes people can be so judgmental about people who take drugs and alcohol or any form of substance misuse. But have you ever thought that you actually do it yourself all of the time, chasing highs without realising it? Do you know what it's called? Dopamine addiction. You alright? My name is Daz and welcome to Stories for the Subconscious, where I want to help people to reprogram their subconscious minds so that they can basically reprogram their life for the better. Today we're going to be looking at dopamine. Some of you might not even know what it is, but unfortunately almost all of us are addicted to dopamine, chasing the forever fix one way or another. So I want to break down, we'll have a look at it, the human psychology around it all, and how to sort of overcome the dopamine addiction. Not get rid of it completely because it will be impossible, but to sort of like minimise it and to achieve your goals first before you have your rewards, which is your dopamine. Okay? So if we look at it, in the landscape of human psychology, right, there's few transmitters that gain and weld as much influence as dopamine. Dopamine, it's often hailed as the brain's feel-good chemical. Dopamine, it plays a pivotal role in the brain's reward system. It influences it with motivation, pleasure and reinforcement. So if we look at dopamine at its core, the addiction around it revolves around the pursuit of pleasure and the avoidance of pain. Dopamine, it's acting as a key player. It's acting as a key player in this dynamic, and it sort of serves as the conduit through which our brains interpret and respond to rewarding stimuli. Whether it's indulging in your favourite dessert or scoring a like on social media or winning a game of chance, or having a nice curry or wanking over porn or, drinking some booze or taking drugs, whatever people's vice is. Dopamine floods our brain reward pathways, reinforcing the behaviour that led to its release. So the allure of dopamine lies in grabbing the immediate and potent impact of our mood and behaviour. So if you think about it, when dopamine levels surge, individuals experience that euphoric rush like they've taken a drug and transcend a sensation of pleasure and satisfaction that serves as a powerful motivator. And this helps us to seek out these experiences in the future. Whether it be, masturbating over porn or binge watching Netflix or eating more junk food or drinking more alcohol or drugs or anything like that. These set off your I can't even get the words out. Your dopamine transmitters, but the more you chase these things, the more you deplete your dopamine. And if you're always rewarding yourself before you've actually achieved your goals, you'll just deplete it further and further. And then no longer will you feel that rush. You'll just be trying to chase it and get the dopamine rush. A bit like drug addicts do when they're chasing. They want that same buzz, what they had the first time, but then they have to take more and more and more. And then what goes up must come down. You realise you're drained, you're depleted, you're depressed. So if we look at the other side of things then, the process forms the basis of reinforcement learning, sort of where the brain learns to associate specific actions, like your binge watching or your masturbation, with actions or cues, and it releases dopamine, driving habitual behaviours and craving more of it all the time. But furthermore, right, dopamine fixes often offer a temporary escape from life's challenges, don't they? Providing a fleeting sense of relief and comfort. How many times you've been stressed out and you think, I'll just have a drink of alcohol, especially when you're stressed and tired, I'll just reach for the biscuit tin, I'll just reach for the snacky snacks. And then it gives you that rush, doesn't it, after the first bite or two or the first glass of the wine, and then slowly and surely it stops, it comes to a halt. And then you feel down, you feel in negative low vibration once again. But in this increasingly fast and demanding world, right, the allure of instant gratification, it becomes all the more appealing, doesn't it? Fueling the cycle of seeking out dopamine releasing. These dopamine releasing activities to get away from the discomfort or the boredom of general hustle and bustle life. But the addictive nature of dopamine fixes extends beyond mere pleasure-seeking behaviour. If you expose yourself to this all the time, to this rewarding stimuli, it can lead to certain, I think they're called neuroadaptations within the brain, and it alters its structure and function in the way that, we're chasing this addiction, and over time individuals may develop the tolerance and require large amounts of it, larger and larger doses of dopamine to achieve the same level of satisfaction. Can you see how it's like a drug now? Can you see how it's like an addictive substance? Because the more you chase it, the more you need of it. It's just identical, isn't it, to substance misuse? But people don't realise it, because we don't get told that, do we? But you see, when you keep trying to chase that same buzz, that same high through Netflix, through junk food, through alcohol, through masturbation, through anything like that, you'll find it gets harder and harder, and you don't get that same fix no more, and you have to chase it and chase it and chase it, but it's just not there. And you can actually get withdrawal symptoms from it. It can actually make you feel like shit from chasing or giving up these dopamine inducing activities. They've got an insidious grip on us, whether we think they have or not. And the widespread availability of all these dopamine-rich experiences in modern society, it further exasperates the issue, makes it worse. It can be from social media platforms. Like, if you look at them, they're engineered to maximise your engagement, right? Maximise engagement and influence in the form of, giving you the next things, advertising opportunities for dopamine fixes abound, and it makes it challenging for individuals to resist their allure. Like advertisement, like all the next video and the next video and the next video. So if we look at it, you look as well like how social media companies and all advertising companies and stuff, they're constantly bombarding us with advertisement. You see Just Eat posters or McDonald's posters or KFC everywhere, trying to hijack your dopamine, trying to hijack, I need that now, I need that junk food, I need that next shiny object, what's advertised to me on Google or whatever browser you're using. It's that weird, isn't it? It's so strange how you can be thinking about something, and then before you know it, it's being advertised back to you. You don't even have to speak about it no more. You just think about it. It's almost like, Google is hijacking perception as well at the same time. It's so crazy, but you can't escape it. Everywhere there's advertisements from everything, like to, purchasing the next shiny item, to the junk food, to the alcohol, to anything you can think of. Porn's everywhere. Porn, you can just get it at the touch of a button. When I was younger, you used to have to fucking getting your porn. You'd find out one person had a porn mag, or he's nicked it from his brother at school and he'd have to share it, or secretly pinch one from the corner shop or something, or someone would have a grainy video and you'd be having to watch it and forwarding it to the scenes and stuff. It's fucking hard work. Porn and wanking back in my day. Now it's just easy. It's whatever you think of, whatever your fancy is, click button, there it is. Spill your beans over it, job done. But then you feel like crap afterwards, don't you? And all comes in the guilt and shame and resentment. And that's the same with anything. When you eat junk food, without actually earning a bit of junk food, you're meant to be eating right and exercising, and all of a sudden you just reach for it because you're a bit tired or you're a bit stressed out. You reach for the junk food, you reach for the instant gratification, don't you? Reach for that nice dessert before you've even earned it. And this is how they get you on that same wheel over and over again. Just eating, work, consume, die. That's it. But you can break out of it. And a way to start it is to cultivate self-discipline and to just reward yourself at the end of your tasks, at the end of your goal, at the end of your achievements. Stop rewarding yourself before it, because it'll just deplete your dopamine levels to absolute smithereens, and you'll be chasing it like a crack addict does. Do you know what I mean? Each time, or a heroin addict, each time they need more and more and more for the same feeling. And this is what happens with dopamine. If you don't curb your levels and go on a bit of a detox, give yourself screen downtime. I always, for about 8 o'clock at night, I don't go on my phone. I don't I don't go on social media or anything like that from 8 o'clock at night until the next day. And I also make sure I don't touch any sort of technology in that an hour before I go to sleep. And this helps me sleep a lot better than it used to. Because I used to go on my phone right up until bedtime, right up until closing my eyes, and my sleep would be absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. So just putting these little things in, having some screen downtime, not going on social media as much, not binge watching Netflix all the time, not eating as much junk food, not masturbating over porn constantly, not drinking alcohol constantly. But you can do all these things in moderation. Just reward yourself after your tasks are done and you'll feel so much better. Believe me, I've been implementing this in my life for quite a while now, and you feel so much better when you've earned the gratification, when you've earned the dopamine fixes, when you've earned your whatever it is it may be. When you've earned it, it feels so much better, believe me. So addressing the addictive appeal of dopamine fixes, it's tricky, and I do think it should be promoted more. I do think all these interventions to minimize dopamine should be promoted more, because it can cause personal problems, it can cause relationship problems, it can cause problems in your personal growth. A lot of adverse effects of chasing dopamine, this dopamine seeking behavior. And I get it, it does help with temporary relief from life stresses, or it does temporarily distract you, where it helps you procrastinate, doesn't it, if you've got goals going on or something. But the importance is, you should always, before you do anything what's related to your dopamine fixes, just do your goals first and reward yourself after. All this instant gratification, what goes on all the time, where people just want everything here and now, to consume it and here and now. No one's earning it no more. How about you take time out and you achieve your goals, what you've set out, or your daily routine first, and then reward yourself with a little bit of junk food, a little bit of TV, a little bit of alcohol, whatever your vice is, and then see it as more as a reward for the goals. And if you don't achieve your goals, try not to fix your dopamine levels. Just see it as a reward. If you achieve these things, you'll get your reward. If you don't achieve them, unfortunately, you don't. So that's a little way around looking things. Like anything, like giving up anything, when dopamine's compared to like a drug, you will get some side effects, you will get some irritability, you will get some withdrawal symptoms when you're taking all these out, because you've created this habit in your subconscious mind. You've created this habit, these habits of doing these things and reaching for the instant gratification and the dopamine fixes before you've actually earned them. So you will get some irritability, some withdrawal, some side effects, but just bear with it, because like anything, like any sort of withdrawal symptoms, they do subside over time. But this is for your own good, believe me. Right, you really need to give this a go. And if you fail it, never mind thinking, I failed, I may as well just carry on for the full week like this and fail it. No, dust yourself off and try again the next day. And try again the next day. And keep trying until you can master the art of rewarding yourself after you've achieved your daily tasks, goals, things at work, to-do list, whatever it may be. So, and again, I hope this is a lot shorter than usual, but I hope this story has helped you, this subconscious story this week. And if it has, please like, share and subscribe, as it helps our stories to thrive, stay alive and get into that subconscious mind. Until next time.